Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and welcome to my show. So the first story that I had to talk about today is that Gamestop has come out and basically said to Microsoft and Sony that your next-gen consoles shouldn't restrict used games. They had a survey that they had, which apparently said that 60% of consumers would be less likely to pick up the next-gen consoles if this restriction was in place. And it's also in the best interest of Sony and Microsoft because those used games, when they sell it back to GameStop, that credit that those consumers get, they use that on buying, brand new games or on hardware. But really, this all makes sense. But at the same time, it's like GameStop. This survey pretty much just benefits you. You created it, and it all goes in line with your business model. I mean, GameStop makes a lot of money off used games because they don't have to send that money on over to the publishers or the developers. They already did that with the initial purchase, and now they're just getting it back, and then they can just sell it and pocket all that money, for themselves. And so I completely understand that they want to make sure that Microsoft and Sony don't go down this route because in the end, it's really going to hurt GameStop profits. But what I am kind of interested in seeing is what consumers' response would be if it resembled more like the PC market. I mean, I've been a PC gamer my entire life, and over the last couple of years, I have never purchased a used game. It just doesn't happen. I'll pay the full price when the game launches, or I'll wait a while until it goes on sale on like Steam or on Amazon, and then pay 50 to 75% off. And this is happening all the time, pretty much seasonally, just to the point where I'm buying so many games at reduced price that I don't even have enough time to play all of them. And I have a feeling that if the next gen consoles adopted that policy or adopted that kind of that model, that 60% of consumers that would be a little bit more hesitant to purchase the next gen consoles would drop fairly significantly. So I would be interested to see if that's the way that future consoles go. It may not happen for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox 720. It might be the one right after that. But what's so great about this model is that it doesn't just go towards GameStop. It goes towards the developers and the publishers, which is one of the reasons why so many people are, or why so many developers are upset with used games, is because they don't see any of that profit. But I'd like to know what you guys think. Would you be completely on board with that type of system if you had games for 75% off, but you didn't have the option to trade them in for something new? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm actually really curious because I think that this is kind of where things are going to be heading in the future, but I want to know your guys' opinion. Now, the launch of SimCity has been a little rough, and that's kind of putting it lightly. No one can get into the servers are busy all the time, you're always in a queue, people are losing progress on their cities, servers are being rolled back. It's kind of a mess, but there's been some good news. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, EA has said that they are working on getting more servers out as soon as possible, and that in, I think, like 3 days, I know that seems kind of like a long time, and you would have hoped that would have been sooner, but hopefully in, I think, 2 or 3 days, they're going to have more servers, so hopefully that's going to lighten the load and more people can get it on. But also some good news is that across the pond in Europe, they have their launch day, and apparently things are going a lot better. Things are smooth, people are able to log in, they're not having any problems, and they're able to enjoy the game. And I hope that's what happens here in the United States, because I love SimCity. I haven't had nearly as many problems as other people. I've been able to log in and enjoy the game, and from what I've experienced so far, it is fantastic. I love the new game, and I really hope they can get their act together in the next couple of days so people can enjoy this phenomenal game. So there's been some rumors floating around the Battlefield universe that the next Battlefield game is going to be Battlefield 2143, and it's going to feature a Dino game mode. And the reason why this rumor has kind of popped up suddenly, or not really suddenly, everyone's been kind of wanting a Dino game mode in Battlefield ever since that trailer came out, but the reason why it sprung up is that in the endgame DLC, DICE has given us a couple of Easter eggs, one of them being a gigantic dino skull, the second one being a pterodactyl literally flying around on one of the maps that you can see in your jet, and the third being this kind of spacecraft looking thing with a faction symbol that is apparently from Battlefield 2142. So now everyone's thinking, well, this must be the next Battlefield, and I kind of wanted to suppress those rumors a little bit because I don't think that's what's going to happen. I mean, it might be, but I'm like 99% sure that DICE has said and confirmed that Battlefield 4 is going to be set in modern times. It might be what they're working on next. That might be their next Battlefield game, and I know that EA has said that in the coming weeks or coming months that they are going to announce something big Battlefield related, so that, you know, keep your fingers crossed. That might be what the big announcement is. But I mean, DICE likes to put these Easter eggs in. They did it for a couple of Easter eggs for Mirror's Edge, and I don't think they've really announced anything for Mirror's Edge 2. I could be wrong. I haven't really been keeping up to date on that. But, you know, they're just supposed to be fun. They're just kind of supposed to be like, hey guys, we really know that you like this whole dino theme. We're not really going to be doing anything for it, but here are some cool little Easter eggs. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be pretty cool if they had a Battlefield 2143, but just don't think because Easter eggs are in place that that is where things are heading. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.